Hello. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Dragon Ball as a franchise. So this video may contain spoilers, but this video is going to be two things: a pitch for a fan idea and a theory. This is just information that I've thought up, which I don't know if it ever is expanded upon. I want to start by letting you know that I am a new fan to the series. I have not read any of the manga. I've only seen up to the Boo saga. So if any of this is contradicted in Super, which I'll probably be getting to in the next few months, then I'm sorry. But I want to get this idea out there, and if there are any huge Dragon Ball fans, feel free to tell me how wrong I am in the comments below. So let's begin. So we're going to start long ago, shortly after Frieza was born. Now Frieza, after being born, his mother passed away, leaving King Cold with only his two sons, Cooler and Frieza. Now King Cold had decided to expand his empire at this time and started reaching out to new worlds to conquer. At this point, once worlds started to fall and go under the rule of King Cold, information came across to him that there was a highly technological race that made the best technology in the entire galaxy. King Cold wanted it, and he wanted it so bad. He knew he could easily probably wipe out the planet and just take their technology, but he didn't want to do that. He wanted to employ them and make them work for him to create more technology and to improve whatever technology they came across. The people that were telling King Cold about this race told them they had scanners which could detect people's level of power. Well, at this time, there was another planet that was split into three factions. One was a highly warrior-like race. One was technological, and one was fairly neutral. When they had heard that King Cold was going after the most powerful and technological race in the galaxy, or their part of the galaxy, the neutral race panicked. They took a ship with as many of their people as they could fit, and they left town to go find a new planet where they could be left alone in peace. Now, when this happened, the other two races tried to live together. But since the peaceful race had left, the warrior race felt that they should just conquer the planet. So if you know Dragon Ball, you understand at this point now, I'm talking about the Saiyans, and I believe it's the Topples, and the Saiyans beat them and conquered the planet. And they grew and became known in their part of the galaxy for being the most powerful planet with the most powerful warriors. Now King Cold showed up at this other planet with the highly technological race, and he said, hey look, either you serve me and do what I ask you to do, or I'll wipe out your whole planet. Either share your technology, or I'll destroy it so it can't be used against me. He gave them 3 days to make a decision. Now, the king of the planet talked it over with all the powerful leaders of their world. Eventually, they all decided they were going to bend the knee and serve King Cold freely. However, the son of the king knew that if they did this, they would never be free. They would always be slaves to King Cold. because he was an evil tyrant. Now the son, he was very smart. He did a lot of research, looked into their past, and he found out that their kind were not always the highly technologically advanced race that they had become. That long ago, they were also the best warriors in the galaxy. So much so that they had found ways of using certain moves to increase their own power or give them special abilities while fighting. Moves that have been forgotten by their race. Poses that channeled their energy. Now I'm going to point out that this is going to be a very big point later on. But we're going to move on for now. So, with less than a day to go, and like I said, the son, he had been researching this stuff for years. Finally, with no one willing to listen to him, no one on his side, he decided he was going to act alone and use the information he had been practicing to go and fight King Cold one-on-one. He wasn't sure if he was going to win, but he was hopeful, and at the very least he hoped if he had fought King Cold, it would inspire the rest of the planet to fight instead of becoming slaves. He snuck on board King Cold's ship. Shortly after arrival, he was immediately cornered by one of the guards. He tried to fight the guard, but the guard was too powerful, too strong. The prince of the planet knew that there was this highly risky, dangerous move that he could pull off, and it was not a guarantee if he would actually be able to do it. So he attempted it, and it worked. And what he did was he was able to switch bodies with his attacker. In the confusion, the attacker had no idea what had just happened. To make sure he wasn't caught and that his plan wasn't ruined, he was forced to kill his former self. Now, with the dead prince's body at his disposal, he formulated a new and better idea. He dragged the lifeless body to the bridge and told King Cold that one of their people had snuck on board in an attempt to assassinate King Cold. Impressed, this guard was given a better status. He was promoted. Now the prince knew that perhaps he could work from the inside since he was cleverly disguised as one of the bad guys. But he also knew that because he was in someone else's body, he would never be able to return home. Then we get a montage of similar things happening. Each time the prince is nearly defeated, he uses this ability to switch bodies. Eventually, he ends up working as one of the leaders in a group called the Cold Force. King Cold sends the Cold Force on a dangerous mission for a group of renegades led by a very powerful warrior. Intrigued, the prince makes absolutely sure he's on that team, where he is partnered with a young recruit named Jace. Jace and him, along with everyone else on the team, they all battle their way through this resistance, this group that was going to rise up against King Cold. They exchange shots until almost everyone is dead. The entire resistance is practically taken out. There's only 3 people left by the end of this. Jace, this renegade leader, and the prince. The prince tells Jace that he wants to fight the leader one-on-one. When this happens, he actually starts the fight by trying to actually fight. But the leader is too powerful and actually keeps managing to hit the prince over and over and over. Everything he tries is instantly taken down by this powerful leader. And he understands now why the leader thought he might have the ability to take on King Cold. So, as he finally is put near the point of death, the prince decides to use his ability to switch bodies again. And this is why Jace knew what he was about to do on the planet Namek against Kakarot. The prince uses the ability to switch bodies and takes out the resistance leader once the resistance leader is in his dying body. From that point, we now have Prince in the body who would become known as Captain Ginyu. Once he returns back to King Cold, he explains that he discovered this power, lying, saying that he discovered it through training, which is only half true, never divulging the fact that he actually was part of that technological race, only that he discovered this power. With that said, King Cold's not entirely sure what he should do with someone that has this great power, only that he does not want someone that powerful near him. At this point, he hands off Ginyu and Jace over to Frieza, and Frieza tells them he wants Ginyu to train a group of highly capable fighters to become his own private army and to do his bidding. Now, this is where I said earlier on about the special moves that his race had come up with. The dance moves and the poses are ways for fighters to channel energy and to share energy with their comrade, basically giving your allies a boost and creating a bond that make you all stronger fighters, which is why the Ginyu Force spends so much time perfecting their poses, actually giving that a canonical reason for existing. So eventually he finds all the right members and the Ginyu Force is born. The entire movie. Now, the part I added at the beginning with the Saiyans, it would go to show and give a canonical reason as to why humans are compatible with Saiyan. It's basically saying they all came from the same race. The third tribe or the third group that left planet Vegeta were essentially humans. So, when other characters are on Earth and they have children, the reason their children are more powerful is because of the fact genetically humans do share a lineage with the Saiyan race. And that through us, through humans, the race of the Saiyans can still survive. Now again, this has just been my own private theory that I wanted to share with the community. I am a fan of anime. Like I said, just recently got into Dragon Ball. If you liked this theory, if you like this fan fiction idea, I'd love to hear any comments you might have. I strongly believe that from what I've seen of the Dragon Ball series, that it has a lot of room to grow beyond just the Saiyans and definitely beyond Goku in the main group. So again, I want to thank you for watching, and to all the writers out there, happy writing.